Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. Well, here we are. It's September 11th once again, and hopefully, I won't spend too much time thinking about that day today. I'm sitting in the exact spot I was sitting in back on September 11th. And, I still remember my dad calling me while I was getting prepared for the day and, telling me, hey, turn on the TV to see what was happening. Like probably the majority of you, watched it unfold on TV that morning. I personally don't know anyone who lost their lives on 9/11, but I do know people who do. My cousin Denver, who lives and works in London, England, his firm got completely wiped out on that morning, so he has much different memories of that day than I do. We were short the market at that time, had nothing to do with September 11th. The dot-com bubble had burst. The market was trending lower going into September 11th. And so from a stock market point of view, we were on the right side of what happened. So we didn't, weren't too overly stressed about that. Of course, we were overly stressed about everything else that was going on that day. And, I hate seeing, videos of, what happened that day. And I'm sure you do too. But, today we get to reflect on what happened and hope that it never happens again. But that's not really the way the world works. Now, in the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are trading above fair value. Yesterday, it was really all about Oracle. Today, it's a little more mixed. Commodities are down this morning, while Bitcoin is up slightly in the pre-market. Now, everything could change after 8:30. We've got inflation numbers, we've got jobless claims numbers coming out. The market has, reacted positively to most of the economic numbers coming out recently, and really did not help change the direction of the market that much. Everybody's bullish. They think the Fed's going to lower interest rates, which they probably will. The old adage is, buy the rumor, sell the news. So I think the Fed announcement could be the turning point for this market, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, coming into Thursday, really no movement in the VIX. It was up slightly yesterday, still below the flypaper channel, so nothing going on there. No sign that the pros want to take control of the VIX ETFs at this time. And so that is still bullish for the stock market, which is reflected in the futures in the pre market. Looking at the iShares for the TSX 60, new high yesterday, trying to get to 43.75. That's our next target. The big winner was Synovus. It was up nearly 5% on the day, back on a buy signal. And then Tech was up again yesterday, closing up 3.73%. Certainly did not break out above the previous day's high, but closed higher on the day and up at our price target of 56.25. We closed at 56.11. What didn't work? Well, Constellation Software was the big loser. It is back on a sell signal as of Wednesday's close. The Vanguard Canada ETF made a new high yesterday. Now, our next target is 62.50, but remember, the next big round number is $60. So the high yesterday was 59.87. So we haven't broken through 60 yet. If we can do that, then 62.50 could certainly come into play. And it could be led higher by gold stocks. There's IM Gold was the big winner yesterday. What didn't work was Lightspeed. Now, Lightspeed generated a buy signal back there. So a week and a half ago at that time, then we put in a bearish reversal day. The pros, there's really no sign that the pros wanted to take control at that time. So unfortunately, we did get a buy signal, really no fall through to the upside, bearish reversal day, pros not taking control. And that trade has now come to an end. We're also stuck at the 1719 level. You can see if we took that out, then 1875 would certainly come into play. Now, if we look below 1563, if we look over here, that was certainly support back in late June, early July. And so that might be an area where this particular stock could find support over the next couple of weeks. Looking at the U.S. market, starting off with the Dow. The Dow was down on the day yesterday. The big winner on the Dow was NVIDIA. It is back on a buy signal as of Wednesday's close. I'm not going to take that trade. I think, there's a possibility we could move back up to the recent highs, but I'll just pass on that for now. Then Chevron, which is the only energy company in the Dow, was up on the day. Still on a sell signal, no change there. What didn't work? Salesforce rolled over, and Salesforce rolled over last week. It's rolling over again again this week. So some really confused investors at this particular time. Looking at the S&P 500, there was a new high yesterday, trying to get to our next target of 656.25, and we may be able to hit that on Thursday. Then looking at what worked, well, it was all about Oracle yesterday. There's the huge move up for Oracle. And as I mentioned yesterday morning, we traded outside of our projected trading range on both the daily and weekly charts. And so now our daily chart has recalculated and come up with new price targets. And as you can see, we closed right at a price target of 328.13. So wherever you had orders in yesterday, they got filled at the open at 319.19. So that is quite a nice move up, and congratulations if you were long Oracle. What didn't work? Well, Synopsys dropped out of the sky yesterday. And, while we did get Oracle popping and now we've got Synopsys dropping, when the market rolls over, I would expect to see lots of charts looking like this, as the market usually moves up like an escalator and drops like an elevator. And I would expect more of those to happen when the market starts to roll over. Coming into yesterday's trading action, you can see the pros were not interested in being in control, so they had given up on this stock back in the late part of August. Looking at the NASDAQ 100, we were up slightly on the day yesterday, just 0.03% on the day. We're trying to get to 593.75. That is our next target to the upside. You can see the pros and the public are intertwined at the moment, so nobody's overly bullish or overly bearish at this time. What worked? Well, Broadcom was the big winner on the day, and it's running up towards our next target of 375, got as high as 372.97 on Wednesday. What didn't work? Well, the trade desk, which has been on a sell signal for a while now, continued to move lower and made a new low for this move on Wednesday. Looking at the Russell 2000, looking at small caps, looking at micro caps, they all pulled back on Wednesday. So again, it was not all of the market going up on the day, getting those big headlines. Looking at the bond market, bonds continued to move higher on Wednesday. Bond yields continued to move lower on the day. And last up, let's take a look at the world of crypto. We've got Bitcoin trading up to the upper channel line yesterday. It is trading higher in the pre-market this morning, so we may end Thursday on a buy signal for Bitcoin. The pros have not taken control yet, but it looks like they are coming back, so we'll have to see if they take control over the next few days. You can see that the bullish reversal day there marking the bottom for this particular move. And now we'll see if we get fall through to the upside. We're back above the $112,500 level. Our next target is $118,750. Ethereum has just been trading sideways for the past couple of weeks along the 43.75 level. If we can start moving back up, then 5,000 is our next target. We failed heading towards that target back in August, so there is sellers up at the $5,000 level. We'll see if that changes this time around. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. We're looking for those big numbers coming out at 8:30 and to see how the market reacts to them. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Friday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theyuptrend.com.